Horsepower Hobby.
Welcome back to Horsepower Hobby. I am Torque, and in today's video we're going back to the shop to finish up the 05 Cummins. The plan is to be able to finish it up to the point of bringing it home today and to bring all the power home with us, guys. So let's head over to the shop and finish this thing up. So I've made it to the shop and the guys have already gotten started on it, so let's go on inside and check it out. They've already started removing the components off the top of the engine. They're actually getting rid of the greaser kit, guys. They've already just about removed the whole thing. So unfortunately, if you were liking the greaser kit, we're taking it off. Weight reduction, and plus we wouldn't want the grease clogging up our brand new injectors. No more greaser kit, just all power. So what I'm about to show you all is the size difference in the factory intake and the one that we bought, the AFE Blade Runner. I mean, it's a huge difference. Come check it out. That's a huge difference there, guys. I don't know if you can tell. Sit them side by side. I mean, you can see where this one is restricted here versus this one is not restricted. It just flows, and the height difference there. So it's gonna be a lot more air coming through there. Should notice a sizable difference just in the airflow alone. So building some power, guys. Alright guys, we're down to the valve train. About ready to remove the injectors, get the new injectors installed. I said I thought that the truck was pretty fast yesterday just with the tuner and exhaust, but it's about to really get crazy today. So they just removed all the valve train for the exhaust side and everything as far as the tubing for the injectors. Let's check it out. So that's all the exhaust valves and the bridges and the actual injector tubing and lines that feed it. So get ready to pull the injectors out.
It's not that bad. I've seen them a lot worse.
So that's one of the old injectors right there. Sorry about the noise in the background. Kind of got some pressure washing going on there. We think we narrowed the bad injector down to just this one due to how clean it is. So that's number 3. Well, after this we won't have that issue anymore. Everything should run very smoothly and very powerful. So what we're doing, guys, is getting rid of the relief valve. That way it won't tell the, I guess, the pump how much to shut off at what pressure, I guess.
What it'll do is when it reaches like 28,000 psi, the relief valve will open up and dump the pressure. We don't want to do that.
We wanted to get all the fuel that's necessary to power this engine with these injectors. Just wanted to show you one of the shop trucks here. It's been sitting here for about a year, he says. He's needing to get back on this project, but it is a Dodge Ram 1500 truck, or rather the half-ton truck. 80s model, I believe, but it has a diesel conversion done to it. And I believe this is a 12-valve Cummins engine, so it's coming together, y'all. He says he just puts pieces on it here and there as it goes. You see, got brand new transmission. Everything's new in it. It's putting it together to build some pretty good horsepower. It's always cool to see when people retrofit the older vehicles with the new stuff. I mean, just nice and clean, and looks like it's going to build some really good power, guys, in the end. So all the injectors are in. Just putting on the last of the valves, the exhaust side, and torque everything down to spec. And we'll be putting it back together soon. Be ready to fire it up. New intake band installed. Got the valve cover back on. Everything in there as far as the injectors and valves and everything is ready to go. We'll be cranking this thing up soon. So got everything back together, guys. Check it out. Just buttoning up a few more things, and then we're going to give this thing the first startup with all the mods on it. So this is everything that we purchased now on the truck, and here shortly we'll be starting it up for the first time and giving it a test run around the block. Just getting fuel pressure back in the rails, guys. This is exciting. Already sounds a whole lot better. So that's just the initial startup, just to make sure, but double checking over everything again, and we'll get this thing a spin around the block. So having a few little complications here from where the old, I guess, greaser system was in. It had fuel lines and all connected to a heating system, so we're having to get those tied off and make sure that those don't leak, and just double check over everything, and we'll be on the road pretty soon. He's about to show us why you always get rid of the factory hose. If you're building power, of course. Too restrictive. Got baffles in it.
But I mean, it's got this going through it.
Yeah.
Put a light on it from this side.
You guys, all that restriction there, it just chops up the air, and it's not smooth. It's got all the ridges in it, just breaks it all up and doesn't allow it to flow smoothly. So
it keeps the turbo noise down, is what it does. So it's for all these cowboy Cadillacs that don't want to have all that nice noise from the turbo, so they had to put that on there. That and EPA noise reduction.
So yeah, we love noise. We want to hear the turbo make noise. We want to hear the exhaust make the noise. We want to hear the tires making noise, just screaming.
You notice how well it's...
Oh yeah, it smoothed out immediately once it dumped all that extra fuel out.
Once it dumped all the crap out of it.
thing sounds absolutely amazing. It's rolling a lot of coal when we throttle it. It's time to take it on the test run. Sounds good. So here we go, guys. The first test drive with all the modifications done to it so far. Let's give it a spin around the block. And just listen to it, guys. Sounds like a totally different truck. Wow. Throttle response is instant. I'm not even on the throttle much. Let me turn this down. Wow. And it sounds absolutely amazing. You just hear that turbo whine. Man, this thing sounds good. Big shout out to Southern Fried Motorsports. They did an absolute amazing job on this build. I mean, this is a monster. I do think it is time for some brake upgrades. This truck is absolutely amazing now. I'm gonna bump it up on the extreme mode just to see. I mean, just for giggles, just to see what it'll do. So it is now in extreme mode, and let's go back towards the shop just to see what it'll do. See all the coal we rolled in the back. Wow, this is a totally different truck now, guys. I mean, it rides absolutely amazing. So what we've done to it so far is we've gone with the 250 horsepower injectors in a 120 horsepower tune. And I mean, it's very responsive and it rides really good, guys. Well, yeah, big difference. Once again, guys, shout out to Doug over at Southern Fried Motorsports. Absolutely amazing work. It's a totally different truck. So guys, I just left the shop and heading back home and just kind of playing around in the truck. It's just everything just feels like it's just free flowing and just, I mean, it's fast. Turbo noise. That's absolutely awesome. It's just chuttering and stuff when it gets in and out of boost. Currently, as the truck sits, it is like about 760 horsepower. And we've added 250 horsepower injectors. We've also added the 120 horsepower tune from the GT tuner. And then we've added, I want to say, between 50 and 65 horsepower from just adding the intake, the exhaust, and the cold air intake box. So, and that's on top of the 325 horsepower that it is stock. We haven't put the low end power setting on the tune. Kind of waiting around to do that, kind of trying to protect the transmission. Don't want to find that weak link there. But pretty soon we'll be adding that once we get some other things going. But I mean, like I said, so far it just rides super good. Feels absolutely amazing. Throttle response is on point, and man, that's a lot of. I mean, you got to think we went from 325 horsepower stock to 760 kind of overnight. So, rather over the course of 2 nights. So it feels absolutely amazing. So guys, I've made it back home and had an absolute blast driving the 05 Cummins with these new modifications. Like I said, that's 760 horsepower, and it is fun. Hopefully within the next video, I can go out to the local dragway and see if we can get some faster times compared to our last runs. But, I mean, we just hope for the best. Hope that everything goes well with it. I'm trying to kind of baby it. That way I don't tear anything up before I can get this thing fully completed. I mean, we're planning on doing a little bit more to it. Just need to just kind of fill it out. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the push notification bell and like this video. And until next time.